China, thank you so much for letting me know about your wedding and congratulations. I know you guys don't normally come out my way, but it was nice to see the both of you.
This has nothing to do with you though, Leia. I may be your daughter-in-law, but that does not give you the right to think that you need to be there for my wedding. We only came out because Jacob wanted to grab some things and just happened to let you know about the wedding.
You don't have to be so distant with me anymore. I understand that you may feel that you can't be open with me, but I'm telling you that I won't bite. And by this point, it's been a year now since you married Jacob, right? So, I'm just saying that I'm happy that you two are finally going to have a wedding. And that it'd be nice if you and I could be closer. Anyway, I'll be looking forward to your guys' wedding.
Hey, I'm not giving this wedding for you, Leah. I know that you're all happy about coming, but that doesn't mean we all are.
I know that, China. I'm telling you that I'm happy for the both of you and look forward to seeing those smiles on your faces. And of course, seeing your guys' faces will make me happy as well.
Is that so? Then is that all you wanted to say to me now? You don't have to talk to me if it's to tell me something like that. Tell your son that, and that should be enough for you, right?
This is what I mean by you acting so distant with me. You don't have to keep being all negative about me, just wanting to tell you a simple message. I wanted to make sure you knew how happy I am for you two is all. Telling you that shouldn't be a problem, right?
Well, if that's all you have to say, then I guess. I'm busy right now getting ready for the event. I still need to make a bunch of phone calls, as well as head to the wedding hall to prepare.
1 second. I have one other important thing that I'd like to talk with you about. So, just give me a bit more of your time.
Come on, what else? Didn't I just tell you that I'm busy making sure the wedding is planned out? I don't have all day for you, so make this very quick.
I was wondering about how you acted today when you stopped by my house earlier. It seemed that you weren't all too happy about something. And when I say that, I mean it felt as though you're holding something against me.
How I acted? This is just how I normally am, so it kind of hurts hearing you say that about me.
You haven't always acted like that, right? I know for a fact that you only act that way when you're around me, right? When you're with Jacob, you're a lot more polite, I'm sure. Because if you acted like that with him too, I don't think a relationship could have worked out between you both.
Well, I'm his wife. I'd never act the way I do with you in front of him.
And there must be some reason behind you acting that way, right? If you don't want him to get upset with you over the way you act with me, then you should perhaps just open up a little. You can tell me anything, and I'll make sure not to take it personally.
When I'm around you? No, I don't think I will open up. Listen, I don't like being around you, and so I'm not going to change the way I act. And I know that you're a single mother, and on top of that, you're poor, so I have to be rude to you. I mean, I can't let myself be nice to you, or you might start to think your situation as a mother is okay.
Well, now, I can see that you do think it's okay to look down on me. At least that clears things up a little. Well, if that's really the way you feel about me, then I'm not going to force you to change that attitude. I do think it's a bit odd that that's the reason you're upset around me, but I'm not going to try and change your views of me. But when it comes to the wedding, can you at least be a little bit more friendly with me?
Only during the wedding? Why should I be more friendly with you then?
Well, because your parents will also be at the wedding, right? And Jacob's co-workers and bosses will be there as well. If you keep acting the way you have with me there, then it may create a bad image of us. And things might not turn out the way you'd like them to if everyone is concerned about you.
So you're asking me to be nice to save your own pride? I never thought you had any pride to begin with, so it should have been alright for me to be rude to you.
I don't want people thinking that you're willing to disrespect your mother-in-law on your special day is all. And when it comes to Jacob, I don't think he'd like having the two of us at odds during the wedding, right? If you make yourself look bad by acting out against me, then you may only make things worse for your relationship.
Yeah, I don't want to be giving everyone the wrong idea, right? Although, I'm sure when the other people in my family get to know you more, they'll think the same way I do about you.
What? I am fine with you hating me for whatever reasons you may have. But at least during the wedding can you play nice? That's fine, right? It's not asking much for me to ask you to just act as though there's nothing between us for a few hours, right?
All right, understood. I'll try my best to not be rude to you. And don't start talking back to me if I slip up once or twice. After all, you're asking me a lot more than you should be with the status you have.
I'm really asking you to do this one thing for everyone. Not just me. Hopefully knowing that will help you make the right decisions. China, do you think that you can come to the waiting room that I'm in? I want to talk with you about what just happened.
No, thank you. I'm in the middle of getting my makeup done. And by the time that's over, I'll have to be ready for the wedding to start.
Well, I don't mind if you come after that as long as we have a chance to talk. Just a little time will do, so can you be here soon?
I don't want to, so it's not happening. And by the way, it's not normal of you to ask to talk with the bride right before the wedding is about to begin. Everyone knows that this is the most busy time for the bride, and she has a lot on her mind that doesn't involve you. So stop trying.
That's right, and to be honest, I don't want to have to talk with you either right now about what happened. After all, today is supposed to be Jacob's and your big day. But you did do something that was not okay.
Well, if you understand that, then you should stop trying with me. It's like you're trying to start something for no good reason. If I did something that you didn't like, then maybe you should keep it to yourself until after the wedding.
Well, I want to talk with you about how you just acted with me. But it wasn't just me that you acted that way towards. You also acted rude towards Jacob's mentor. Do you not know what you've done to him?
Jacob's mentor? Are you talking about that old man that was standing next to you a bit ago? That guy isn't even family or close friends to me, so he shouldn't even be here. That's why I was so surprised to see him here in the first place.
That man is a very busy man with all his work, yet he made time to be here for Jacob. He told me that he just wanted to stop by to at least see Jacob during his very special day, and had been planning on getting to know you a little. Yet out of nowhere, you came along and said some rude things. If you were not married to Jacob, then that would have not been okay for you. I'm sure things have made things awkward for his mentor now, and I can't seem to find him anywhere to talk with about you.
Did I say something that happened to upset you and that old geezer? I don't remember a thing I said.
You sure did. You said to him that he resembled me, as someone who was nothing more than a moneyless single parent living in poverty. And then you told me he should marry me since we're both poor. Even if that was just meant to be a joke, it was not appropriate to say.
Well, he came during a time like this that is only meant for people that know one of the two that are getting married. And he looked too old to be associated with Jacob, so I just assumed you both were dating or something. And I assumed by the way he looked, he'd be a perfect match for a single mother like you. Wasn't it kind of me to try and get you another husband so that you wouldn't be as lonely anymore?
Do not say things like that about him. That man already has a wife of his own, and they've been living together for 35 years now. And you have never seen him before, so what you said was very rude. Did you forget about what I had asked from you a few days ago?
I remember you saying something about me. What was that? Something about how you always annoy me or something? I guess I don't remember it though, so it must not have been that important. Sorry.
I asked you to at least act nice towards me during the wedding today. But by the way you're acting, you're going to make things very difficult for Jacob. You don't want everyone to start thinking that you don't care about everyone here today, and that you don't have any manners, right? So please stop acting so childish towards everyone and behave yourself.
Alright, my bad. Are you happy now?
I'm telling you that your attitude right there is not okay today. Talking to you through our phones doesn't seem to be getting the message across. You're fine for time, so come over here and let me have a word with you. If you can't seem to find any time, I'll come over there and we can talk.
No thanks. Seriously, stop trying with me today, okay? Why do I have to be the one to act nice towards you when this is my wedding to begin with? I don't need you nagging me constantly about how upset you are.
Well, if you could just act like an adult, we wouldn't have to worry about each other anymore, right? I'm not going to let you act that way towards me anymore today, so please come and see me. I'll even let Jacob know that I'm asking for you to come see me.
Alright then. It's not like the wedding is going to start soon anyway. And I was planning to come see you soon here as well. I'll let Jacob know and then I'll be over there to talk with you face to face.
Thank you, China.
Leah, the wedding's going to start soon. I can't find you anywhere. Where did you run off to?
Don't you dare act like you don't know what's going on. You're the one that had kicked me out of there, right?
What? Did I really do that? I just asked that anyone who is worthless go home. I never said anything about having you thrown out of there, Leah.
You had no right saying that to me. You came into that room with me and spilled coffee all over my dress. And at that point, there was nothing else I could do for myself.
No, that was your fault for that one. I had asked that you not to worry about the wedding, but then you came here and started mouthing off to me even more. And having to listen to an old hag run her mouth really pissed me off.
And after all those warnings I gave you, you still couldn't manage to see that this is due to your bad attitude, right?
But that right there is really annoying. I didn't ask for you to start talking to me like that about the way I like to act. Also, when I asked that everyone worthless leave, the security must have thought you were pretty meaningless at my wedding. See, it's not just me that knows how awful of an in-law you are.
Is that so? Well, I can see that I'm not going to get to you. I'm tired of trying to get you to act like a proper adult. Go ahead and act however you'd like.
Sucks that you won't be able to take part in your special son's wedding today. I can see by how easily you've given up that this was a huge blow to your pride, right?
I'm sure it was a huge blow. I should have handled you before this happened. I should have let Jacob know all about what you had done.
Well now, you don't have to worry about that now. I'll make sure to send you some pictures of the wedding later. And that should get you to shut up.
What pictures?
I just told you pictures of the wedding, you idiot. You can't be telling me that Alzheimer's has caught up to you this early.
China, you're still the bride today. You still can't see what's happening? The wedding has been cancelled, right? So there's going to be no photos of your wedding today.
Huh? What are you talking about, Leah? I'm tired of such boring jokes.
This is no joke and everything is very much reality. Maybe you could go ask Jacob, or even ask your own parents to confirm.
I'm not going to fall for some blatant lie like that. It's just about time for the wedding to start now, okay? There's no way the wedding could get cancelled right now.
Well, I know that you've always thought about things from your own point of view. Go ahead and keep thinking that there will be a wedding today. I don't care.
I can tell that all of this is killing you right now, and that's why you're trying to scare me with that bullcrap. I'm sure you don't want to be the only person today that's miserable. You've already been thrown out because of what you did, so you can stop all the lying. All you're doing is making me hate you more and more. Oh, I shouldn't have said that. And my parents are coming my way now, so I can't sit around and waste my time with you anymore.
Is that so? Thank goodness. I've gotten tired of having to listen to you talk about everything being my fault. I'll let your parents handle the rest for me.
Fine. I'll let you think that everything will go wrong for me. Now, I have a fun day ahead of me to attend to. You can go home or something and wait there all by yourself. When the wedding's done, I'll let you know. Wait, the wedding is actually being canceled right now. And worse is that both Jacob and my parents are furious with me. What the hell were you thinking lying to them about me?
What the hell were you thinking, spilling coffee on your mother-in-law and then having her kicked out of your wedding?
Huh? You just ruined my wedding and think you get to blame me for that? Everything is ruined now because of you coming today.
But from the beginning, the whole reason this happened is because of you, right? There's no reason you should be trying to blame anyone else for the way you acted. And I never lied to any of them about you.
What the hell do you mean? If it wasn't you that started talking crap about me, then why does everyone know what happened?
I'm sure that other people wondered where I went, and so they started looking for me. And I'm sure that someone saw that I was covered in coffee and on my way out of the building. Actually, one person did ask me where I was going, and I told them what had happened before the door closed on me.
So you did start lying to someone about this?
Lying about what? I had coffee spilled all over my head and back by you. And my dress and hair were proof of that. There's no way you were going to hide all that you'd done to me from everyone there.
When that happens, you should be dead inside and let things be. I just covered you in coffee and ruined your dress, so you should have known you'd been defeated and that there was nothing else you could do. You knew that this was your son's wedding, right? Why would you do something to ruin that for him? You're a terrible mother.
Well then, what was the point of spilling coffee on me? If you didn't want to make a scene, you should have just came and spoke to me like an adult. I told you that all you had to do was act kind to everyone today, but you couldn't help yourself. Anyway, the person that saw me on the way out and asked what had happened was your mom. So I had no choice but to tell the truth. And why did you think I'd never talk about something like this?
I'm the one that's pissed now. Yeah, you keep trying to talk to me like I'm in the wrong. Who do you even think you are? You're just some old hag living in poverty, while I actually have money and am saving your son from living in the shadows like you.
You're asking me who I think I am? I think that I'm your mother-in-law. Actually, I know I am. And that's why I was being kind and caring for you by warning you to not act out of line today. If you would have just stayed quiet today and acted like someone who was happy to be married, then you would have never had to see your wedding fall apart.
So what? Did you think I'd be thankful for telling me to be kind? After all you did to me?
I don't want you to be thankful, rather I just wanted you to heed my warnings. And I wasn't even asking you to be careful about anything so far out of line.
Well, if you only wanted that, then next time maybe keep your mouth quiet. Who do you think is to blame for all of this? Take responsibility for it right now.
To make sure something like this would never happen, I tried my best to warn you. And yet you were the one that ignored me, right? I guess I should have tried harder to make sure that you could act like an adult before all of this, because you obviously don't know how to yourself. But even with that thought in my head, I will not be responsible for what you did.
Stop screwing around! I just lost the most important moment of my life. And now they're saying that I'll have to pay for the whole thing. And the next wedding isn't going to be free either, Leah.
And who will that next wedding be with?
With Jacob, of course. But because of this, we're not going to let you come.
Have you not heard anything from him yet? He already told me that he's going to be divorcing you.
What? Divorcing me?
I had been trying so hard to stop that from happening for a while now. But since he thinks this is the right choice, I won't tell him otherwise.
Wait, hold on a minute. Why does he want to get a divorce at a time like this?
If you took a second to think about what you've done, you'd understand why. Aren't your parents really upset with you now as well? And they told you that you'd have to pay for the whole wedding yourself, right?
I didn't think they were being serious, though. How much will that all cost me? I don't have enough to pay for all of this.
Well, in the divorce, you'll also have to split properties, right? Maybe you can get some money in that, depending on what the lawyer thinks.
I'm not even saying that I'm okay with being divorced. So there's no way he can just do it without my permission. Do something to stop all of this.
I had tried to do something to stop this earlier as your mother-in-law. But you looked down on me and never once listened to a word I said about being a bit less rude to me. So there's nothing else I'm going to do for you now. It'll all fall on deaf ears anyways.
But you should be trying to do something as my in-law. Your daughter-in-law is in trouble, so you have to help me.
You think that, but take a look at your own parents. They have no plans of helping you, so why would I, when I'm not even related to you by blood?
They aren't going to help me? What do you mean?
They are planning on cutting ties with you. They told me that you're not welcome back to their house after the divorce.
You're kidding, right? Then what should I do now?
Why don't you think about that yourself? Before you have to ask a single mother anything, let's see what you can do on your own. If you cannot figure anything out, then that means you're worse than me, right? After that, Jacob and China became divorced. It was a rough road getting there, but after China's parents forced her to go meet with Jacob's lawyer and talk about all the details, there was nowhere left for her to run. She had tried to plead that this was all due to me bullying her, but Jacob could see through her lies and made it clear that he no longer loved her, and that is what made her realize she had lost. But even though she was no longer married to Jacob, she still had a long and terrible road ahead of her. As her parents had said before, the whole wedding and the cancellation fees had to be paid by her and only by her. And luckily for her, she was able to get enough from Jacob in the divorce due to the splitting of their properties and money, and could pay it all off without having to take out any sort of borrowed money. But because she spent every last penny she had on that wedding, she no longer had enough to pay for herself to live. She had always been a housewife for Jacob while he worked, and so she never had any money of her own to begin with. And on top of being moneyless, she also had no home to go back to, and so she was really in between a rock and a hard place. I may no longer be her mother-in-law, but after seeing how far she's fallen after disregarding my warnings to her, I only hope that she'll find a way to grow up and squeeze her way out of this very narrow hole that she's found herself in. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.